if you took a look at the prototype video of the bed inside my garage, you will know that I use these steel bed rails to hold the bed up. Now that I've got the van, we're redoing the prototype again, and we're going to use these steel bed rails, and to hold them up, I'm going to use 3/4 inch plywood. I have to affix the plywood to the van wall. So to do that, I've got to find the holes that are already in the van and project those holes onto this piece of plywood. Now, to do that, let me put this down and bring you in a little closer. To get those holes transferred onto this piece of plywood, I couldn't fit a pencil behind there. So what I did was I mixed up what I had left of this Rust-Oleum paint that I used for the floor. I put on a rubber glove and I stuck my finger, got paint on my finger, and then went behind the board and felt for the hole and painted through the hole. Then the next thing, let me get this off, and at least I'll get one side off to show you. The holes I'm talking about are these nice hexagon holes that a riv nut will fit in perfectly. So I wanted to transfer these holes onto the back of this board. Whoops. And you can see I did that. You can see my paint marks. After I got the paint marks, I drilled a small pilot hole. Then, after drilling that pilot hole, I put it back up on the wall, used this little steel rod to make sure that my holes did match up properly. I did a small pilot hole because if I was off, then I could move left or right. Now, I'll drill this hole out larger to accept the bolt that I'm going to put through. So, simple solution to what could have been a complex problem was putting a little paint on my finger. And yeah, even though I wore the gloves, somehow I still get paint on my fingers. Anyway, hope this helps. Well, let's see if those threads are long enough. Oh my goodness, they are. That's wonderful. This is an original tie-down bolt that came with the van. So I put that in there to see if it would catch, and it does. It's long enough so I can reuse those bolts. And I didn't even have to countersink it. That's excellent. So now we'll put some riv nuts in and we'll see if I can catch on the riv nuts. Gonna have to do a test piece first. I got both side rails on, so now it's time to set these rails on, get them in the correct position so that I can cut notches in the rails in the right places. And the bed is 54 inches wide and I believe 74 inches long. So basically, it's much easier than I thought because I really only need to measure for the center. Because the first and last one are going to go right at the outer edges of the bed. Yep, that's right, that's right. And it's the center one, which 54 would be 27. 27 inches on center. 7. And 27. And then with those measurements, I should be able to cut my notches so those bed rails will fit in securely. Let's give it a try. I just took both bed supports out of the van and I marked where the slots needed to go. I put both of them together, clamped them together, and used a table saw to cut those slots. Now we'll put them back in the van and see if things lined up properly. The slots have been cut in the 3/4 inch plywood and it's been reinstalled using the riv nuts into the sidewalls of the van, and the steel beams fit directly into those slots. Now the next thing to do is install the slats across the beams and screw those down, just like I did in the prototype video, which I'll link if you want to take a look at that. In the next video, I'll show installing the pull-out table.